Well, guys, welcome back to Supa TV. It's time for us to bet with the biggest with Angelino Govender, our sports analyst and Supabets representative, here to tell us about some of the big wins from this weekend, sports betting and super numbers on the Supabets website. Help me welcome back Angelino Govender. Ange, a big welcome back. How are you doing today? We'll talk all about your sadness a bit later. But let's start off with some big wins from this past weekend. And we saw a couple of big wins from the sports and also from the super numbers. But I want us to start with the sports this time and see who were our top 3 winners this past weekend in the world of sports betting. Ange, who was number 3?
Okay, Tabs, in third place,
Yeah.
as always, our favorite football market. It was a multiple bet of the both teams to score.
Yeah.
A stake of 100 rand, and this individual picked up 12,586 rand.
Guys, that's a nice market to be placing your money on, especially if you know the two teams going up against each other and you know that they are highest scoring teams. Both teams to score was the market. It was a multi-bet, 100 rand bet, and winning themselves 12,000 rand 586. That was number 3. Ange, who was our second biggest winner in sports betting?
Okay, football again. It was a multiple bet. This was the 1x2 market.
Yeah.
A stake of 300 rand this time.
Yeah.
And the winnings were 20,656 rand.
Yes. Put it into context, man. Turn 300 rand into 20,000 rand. That's a lot of money, guys. That's a whole month's salary right there. Congratulations to our big winner, their second biggest winner on the multi-bet market. Ange, who was the biggest winner this weekend in the world of sports betting?
Okay, guys, our biggest winner in the world of sport, football once again.
Yeah.
Multiple, again, our 1x2 market as always. A stake of just 24 rand only. And this person picked up 32,093 rand.
24 rand winning 32,000 rand. Multi-bets on the main market, home, draw, and away. I'm pretty sure one of these bets, Angelino, had to go to Italy and Argentina. That's why they got such a massive payout, because the odds were not in their favor. But we'll talk all about those two big games from this past weekend a bit later. Those were our biggest winners in the world of sports betting. Ange, let's go to the numbers now. Lotteries are a fan favorite and our viewers' favorites, the UK 49, US Mega Millions. Who were our top 3 winners in the super numbers? Let's start off with number 3.
Well, in third place, yes, of course, as you mentioned, our UK 49s. This was a lunchtime draw of 4 numbers.
Yeah.
The stake of just 20 rand, and this person won 100,000 on the head.
Yes. 20 rand, 100,000 rand return on the super numbers. UK 49. This was the lunchtime draw. 4 numbers only. That's all it took for this person to turn 20 rand into 100,000 rand. That's 6 figures, guys. Huh? What are you waiting for? SMS Supa TV to 30978 and start playing. And who was our second biggest winner in super numbers?
Our second biggest winner, again, our favorite UK 49s market. This was a tea time draw. This was 3 numbers and the bonus ball.
Yeah.
A stake of 5 rand only. And this person picked up 138,225 rand.
Guys, do you see that it doesn't take a lot for you to win big on the super numbers? A simple 5 rand bet won this person 138,000 rand. Yeah, they got 3 numbers and a bonus ball. So it's not even that you have to get all 5 or all 6 of the numbers correctly on the UK 49. If you get 3 of them and a bonus ball, 5 rand bet, 138,000 rand payout. Congratulations to our big winner there. And who was our biggest winner this weekend in the world of super numbers and obviously also overall?
Our biggest winner, once again, UK 49s, tea time draw. 3 numbers here.
Yeah.
A stake 30 rand only.
Yeah.
and this person picked up 150,000.
Guys, I don't know what you're waiting for. Our lovely viewers at home, I hope that you are catching a bit of inspiration from all these big wins. 30 Rand was the bet. 3 numbers in the UK 49 tea time draw, and they won 150,000 Rand. SMS Supa TV to 30978. Get that 50 Rand sign-up bonus right now. Make your first deposit and go place your bets. And who knows, we could be talking about you next week. Angelino, thank you so much for those big wins in the world of sports and super numbers. Now, can we talk about the thing that is making you very sad and upset? Obviously, Euro 20, that's what happened yesterday. Your team, England, did not win yesterday. It went all the way to Rome. Ange, did Rome deserve to win it? Or do you think England was snubbed there by their own doing?
Oh well, Tibbs, that is a certainty there. Football didn't come home; it did go to Rome, and we always have this discussion of whether a team deserves to win a game.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, as much as England deserved to win this competition, this Euro 2020, rightfully so did Italy as well. And you got to give credit to them. Since 2018, when they did not qualify for the World Cup, Roberto Mancini was brought in. They needed to have a huge shift, in management in their football, because it was an actual embarrassment to their footballing nation when they did not qualify for the 2018 World Cup.
Yeah.
So from then on, it's just been they've just been on a landslide. They've been undefeated all the way through. They've gone through the Euro 2020. I mean, they were so strong. We've seen it. They've conceded like the least amount of goals.
Yeah.
It was a good match. It was a very good final. There's not much I can take away from them. They are well truly deserved champions. And it was a good game of football to watch as well. If you were neutral, you would have really enjoyed the match, especially since it went the full 120 minutes of football, to be followed by that godforsaken penalty shootout, where you could probably have five fouls taking a penalty and they can be scoring or so. However, that's the nature of a shootout. It doesn't matter on the quality of the player.
Yeah.
But it's the pressure. There are so much of factors when it goes to a shootout. But it's as good as the lotto, and you just got to credit the Italians. And like I told you, I am devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, I am such a hardened English fan. Ever since I've followed organized football, and like I've told my friends, like since I saw David Beckham being sent off the '98 World Cup, that is when I poured my heart and soul into England. Apart from supporting our local South Africa and Bafana, but this is unfortunately the inconvenient truth about sport and football. When you are so passionate and you do love a team so much, that you got to deal with defeat. But if you got to look at the silver lining, England have only gone and progressed in terms of their knockout competitions. So hopefully the next step is picking up that cup, and I hope that will happen in Qatar.
And Johnny, to us, from the start of this game, right, throughout the whole tournament, England was sort of pretty much favored to go on. If they were to make it to the semifinals, they would go on to the finals, and then ultimately they were favored to win this thing. Home ground advantage. They go into the final game having only conceded 1 goal, and that's quite impressive, man. And then they're out here playing with the best of the best. They had your Harry Kane, your Raheem Sterling had an incredible Euro 20, and they go into this tournament, this final, as the absolute favorites. To you, when it comes to the formation that Southgate chose yesterday, and also the team, where did it all go wrong for England? I mean, after that first goal within the first 2 minutes by Luke Shaw, everyone is, just saying, obviously, England is going to win. But it was not the case. Where did it go wrong for them, in your opinion?
Champs, as like I say, this isn't a game where one team is playing against themselves, playing against ghosts. They are playing against an opponent of 11 men. And it just so happened that these 11 men were the Italian team who were riding a silver wave. They were the best. So if England needed to come out on tops here, they needed to be at their best, and they needed to defeat the best. They went toe-to-toe. They gave everything they had. Southgate is already come under fire for his match selections, but people got to understand that he was criticized throughout most of the games for not playing the likes of Jack Grealish, for not playing the likes of Jadon Sancho, starting a young Bukayo Saka. However, all of the changes that he made were all positive, and that's what brought and led England into that final game. So you can't go against the manager. He is the boss. He is the one that makes the call. He is the one that will be dropped at the end of the day. And you got to back him. You got to back his decisions. And it's a bitter pill to swallow, when you are on the losing end. But there's nothing I can take away. Like I say, in hindsight, we can look at all of these and be critical. But during the game, the in-game management, he did the changes. He made the changes. England were so clinical. I mean, the opening goal from Luke Shaw was such a beauty. And when it came down to the shootout, it was such talented players of Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho that had their spot kick saved. But it was against the likes of arguably one of the best goalkeepers right now in Gianluigi Donnarumma. And it came down to that moment there. So it was just marginal things. So there's we just got to accept that yes, England were slightly favourite. They had the majority of the Wembley crowd there. But it's still when Italy settled into the game, they did show why they have been on this incredible, amazing run with all of their talented players, with arguably probably the greatest defensive pairing in Leonardo Bonucci and Giorgio Chiellini. And it paid off for them. And look, I can sit here and sulk. I mean, fans are going to sit and sulk. But you just got to credit the Italians, and well done to them for winning the Euro 2020.
Well, there you have it. Euro 20 Cup going to Rome as the Italians beat England there on a penalty shootout. It was a 3-2 situation there. It was sad, but yeah, the crowd, everyone was sad. Even Mo Prince, whatever his name is, he was also sad, and his child and the wife, everyone was sad. I was the only one that was happy because I had said that Italy is going to win. But anyway, let me not make you more depressed, Ange. Let's move over very quickly to the Wimbledon final that took place yesterday. In the men's final, we saw Berrettini going up against the man himself, now record equaling Novak Djokovic, who won his 20th Grand Slam. Ange, how was your take of that match? And you know what? let's give credit to Novak Djokovic. I don't think I've ever seen anyone move as quickly on the field as he did yesterday. What was your take on that game?
I was absolutely amazing tips. Absolutely amazing. And he was up against an Italian for the first time. Italian was in the final.
Yeah.
So, yesterday as well, when Berrettini lost that, I was like, oh, I'm so certain the tables are going to turn tonight, and that's what happened in the football. But sticking to Novak, lots of people will not know this about the Joker, but in his early career in 2008 up until 2011, he struggled a lot. He struggled against Rafa. He struggled against Roger. He really could not beat them in a final. He had to dig deep. He had to change so much.
Yeah.
He had to adapt to a different lifestyle. His dieting, his yoga. There was so much that he poured into his training, and these are the fruits that now that are showing. His 6th Wimbledon title, his 20th equaling title to Rafa and Roger. This is absolutely incredible. I mean, well, as you said, Tim, you saw him moving across that grass. It was majestic at times. The shots that he was pulling off against a younger player, it was unimaginable. The way he reaches, the way he gets the ball.
Yeah.
And if you pay close attention to the actual fans at the center court and wherever Novak goes and plays his tennis, Novak isn't a fan favorite. He is not a player that is hated, shall I say? He is loved. He's got fans. He is loved, of course. However, the fans have always placed the likes of Rafa and Roger on a pedestal above him, and this is what drives Novak to overcome, and he pushes him over the edge, and he finds that he goes down and he finds that power and strength, and this is what has gotten him to winning his 3rd Grand Slam title this year. And the way he's playing right now, he is playing the best tennis of his life, and it looks like he could be heading for this Challenger Grand Slam.
The youngsters now that are, like Berrettini, Rublev, all these other youngsters that are now in the tennis circle, they are giving him a run for his money. I mean, he's aging, but he's aging gracefully, and he's still able to move so quickly on the field. And I think more than anything, it's a psychological game for him, because yesterday when you saw him in that final, after just losing that first set, it's like there was a switch in him, and all of a sudden he became ferocious, man. He just went in hard at Berrettini to make sure that he won that game. But now moving forward, going up against these youngsters, do you think that he's going to struggle, or at some point maybe he needs to start pulling away from the game and allow the youngsters to compete by themselves?
If I can just slightly stray a bit away here, it's been tough for tennis players in general, and I'm talking about the cream of the crop tennis players over the past 15 years or so, because you had the likes of not only Novak, but Rafa and Roger were ruling the sport.
Yeah.
And you so much of quality tennis players out there that they were so brilliant, I mean, even the likes of Andy Murray. Murray has also won a few Grand Slams. But these guys have been so brilliant. So they have just been amazing. And these other brilliant players, it's just a pity that they had to be in this era where you've got these three guys that are ruling the sport, and it's for them it's an achievement to actually reach the semi-final.
Yeah.
So for lots of these youngsters like Alexander Zverev, Shopalov, Daniel Medvedev, I mean, you look at them and when they are playing right now, it's absolutely amazing as well. These youngsters, these kids are serving over 1,000 miles an hour. They are absolutely, and they are young. You got to understand that
Yeah.
they are fresher, they are more hungrier. But still, it goes to show you and it goes to explain what Novak is all about. Because it's a big thing in winning a title and being number one. But the bigger thing is actually maintaining that for this period. Maintenance is such an important thing. That is why it is so difficult, to win the Premier League back to back. It is because you got to maintain that level. And Novak has maintained this. He's been at the top of the world. He's now won 3 Grand Slams in a row, and he's going to stay there for some time. But it's all these young guns right now that's what's going to push him to continue to be at his best right now. Yes, they are going to be they are the future of tennis, of course. They're going to be here for the years to come. Unfortunately, when they do happen to reach a final, when they look across them and they see Novak Djokovic standing there, it's like, it's like already Novak's hand is on that trophy and they got to start pulling early. And it's going to be tough, but it's going to be very enjoyable for the tennis world to see these young stars coming up. But for now, I think we are all enjoying seeing arguably, I feel, the best player ever to exist in the game.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing him breaking even more records on the tennis courts. And I would like us to please talk about the rugby now. Very quickly, we're moving from the tennis. And very quickly, though, because we are running out of time. British and Irish Lions, the tour has already started, and the Lions are playing against some of our local teams, the Sharks, the Lions. This weekend, they played against the Sharks. And at some point, Angelino, I actually thought that the Sharks could win it because they were going head-to-head in that first half. But in the second half, the British and Irish Lions just proved their dominance. How difficult is it going to be for the Springboks going into the head-to-head with the British and Irish Lions in a couple of weeks' time?
Well, in terms the Lions are just an amazing unit. The British and Irish Lions, they are just a special group of they are a special team. So that is why there is so much prestige when it comes to their tour. And unfortunately, the Bulls game had to be cancelled due to COVID issues. So it was there for the Sharks to actually face them again. And in the first game, the Sharks did get walloped, and there's nothing to be afraid of there or to feel bad about, because they were missing a lot of key players to the box training camp. And but they did have the second game to show their proper skills. And that is what they did show, because, yes, as you said, they were going toe-to-toe until the red card came along. It was a silly, immature red card, shall I say, for Henrik. No need to do that, especially when the camera is on you. And I got no dispute with the red card. And that's when the game opened up. And then, of course, with the Lions and all their quality, they just continued and they dominated that game. It's going to be tough for the Boks, right? The reason being is the Boks have only played one game since they came back from winning that cup final. They played Georgia, and we saw how they started off a bit slow. I mean, the rust was there. And as they got getting through the gears, that's when we saw the Boks come out, to get more of their natural game. But unfortunately, now that we're hearing about these positive test results, with the COVID cases
Yeah.
and losing of certain players, this is going to be a big hampering factor because against these British and Irish Lions, you want your best players available and fit for these three games.
Yeah.
And if these games do go ahead, because the way things are going right now in this country with the COVID and stuff, this tour could be cancelled, called off at the moment. But we hope the games do go ahead. We just gotta hope that the Boks are ready. The second game against Georgia was cancelled due to COVID issues. So we're hoping that the Boks, they get some rhythm, and by the time the Lions get to face them, hopefully the Lions will be a bit tired as well from their matches that they are playing. And we do get to see some good, high quality rugby because, like I said, the Boks have to be at their very best to go toe to toe with these British and Irish Lions. These guys are just at the top of the world right now. They are already playing rugby. They're playing in good rhythm. They've got the best stars there, and let's just hope our Boks are ready if the games do go ahead as scheduled. And I'm certain we will be. We've got that mentality in us, and let's just hope that we're going to get to see three good, high-quality matches, and of course, let's hope for 3 wins on the trot there.
Well, they are the defending champions, and we can only hope for the best as they take on the British and Irish Lions. And we are unfortunately out of time. I'm going to have to cut the show, but thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you again next week.
It's a pleasure as always, Tibbs. I'll see you next week as well.
Guys, that was Angelino Govender, our sports analyst and Supabets representative, wrapping up the week that was in the world of sports and also in, the big winners. Coming up next, website tour. Don't go anywhere.
You also have the chance to win big. World of sports, super numbers, and live games. Bet with the biggest with Angelino.
You are watching Supa TV, OpenView, channel 150.
Too many girls in the world, can never finish them. Too many girls. But us push in, boys. Us push it. We'd rather die trying.
I'm giving this guy a props. Let's play it again for those that didn't hear. Those in the pack, those studio members that are in the pack that didn't hear this, bro.